Monday, it's warm out, and Dr. Dirt is in the backyard right now to answer all of your gardening questions. And we hope you had a great vacation, Dick. And
Thank you.
We're going to start with Ann. She starts off with a two-part question for you. What is the best way to care for poinsettia? And also, how dangerous are they to cats and dogs?
Okay, number one with poinsettias, most of them come with a pot cover, and what you have to do, you have to put some holes in that to allow drainage, and then set it on a saucer. And you want to stick your finger in down to the first knuckle, and at that, if it's going to dry on the surface, but if it's moist at the just below your first knuckle, then you should water probably a couple times a week would be ideal. And then number two, no, they're not poisonous. That's not a problem. And most people are not hungry enough to eat a poinsettia anyway. And cats and dogs, no problem.
Yeah, good.
Okay, Amy has our next question. She writes, I love the beauty of creeping phlox in the spring. This fall, however, they began turning brown and dying off in section. What can I do to prevent this?
What I would, all perennials suffer from the dry weather. So what I would do, we've had plenty of moisture now. I'd go ahead and fertilize them now. It takes fertilizer 4 to 6 weeks to get down to the root system. So broadcast a little fertilizer on them, and the winter moisture should go down and take it down to the roots, and next year they should be wonderful.
Oh, and it's a beautiful plant. And then Joe has a question for you, Dr. Dirt, about his vegetable garden. He writes, for the past 3 years I've added manure and topsoil before I tilled. Is it necessary to apply these every year before I till, or should I add a starter fertilizer instead?
You know, I have added compost and manure to our garden, and after 40 years, it's 6 inches higher than the rest of the landscape. So it's a good idea, because what happens, the manure is organic matter, and it breaks down those clay particles, and you get much better root development. So yeah, manure and also the starter fertilizer is important too.
And our last question for you, we're seeing reports that it's simply too warm, that Christmas trees are dying. What can people do?
Well, on a Christmas tree, a fresh cut Christmas tree, the first thing you do is recut the butt and put it in water immediately, because when the Christmas tree is cut, that butt will seal over with resin, and so you recut it, you stick it in water, and you keep it in water, and as long as you keep it in water, the needles are going to stay nice and pliable, and the needles won't fall off. So water, water, water.
All right. Well, if you have a question for Dick, just email it to drdirt@theindychannel.com, and we'll get that question to him right away. He knows everything about everything. Just cut the bottom of the tree. Good idea.
And